How to make authentic guacamole with 6 ingredients: cilantro, lime, avocados, onion, oregano, and salt. All right, let's get to it. First thing is avocados. They have to be ripe. So when I choose avocados, I always go for the ones that are shiny in color. And you got to make sure that they're fully ripe, or else it won't be creamy. There's really no point making guacamole if they're hard or if they're watery. It won't distribute the flavors properly, and it won't taste very nice. It'll just kind of be a mix of stuff. Oh, there's actually one more thing that we cannot forget, and that is pepper, right? And so, yeah, the first thing is having 2 ripe avocados. That is, yeah. And so, of course, the next thing to do is to cut these babies open. So run in a circle like that, like this. Just top. Then twist it open like that. It's nice and beautiful inside. Twist. Make sure that when you check ripeness too, it's not just up at the top, at the bottom. If you have some greenness down there, it'll get soft up there first, but you gotta make sure, yeah, like I said, it will not turn out at all. It will not spread the flavors properly. Cut these, and then the easiest way is to peel them. Peelsy. I remember one time somebody had never seen this technique before, and she was amazed because she was doing it another way, and it was not this lovely, shall we say. Effortless. So this is first thing. Get these babies done. And then the next thing is to put them on a plate. I always make guacamole on a plate. I used to make it in a bowl, but I don't anymore so I learned this recipe from a Mexican girl and also from a Guatemalan guy. To me, this is the consensus for authentic guacamole. So guacamole or guacamole, it is a word that comes from Nahuatl, if I'm saying that right, from like the Mayan people who gave us aguacates, and they gave us tomatoes, tomato, and also chocolato. I'm probably pronouncing all this wrong, but whatever. I'm trying to give them credit for all these things, and corn, and yeah, lots of stuff. So guacamole, it just means avocado sauce, guacamole. And so here we are. Smash these babies up with the backside of a fork. And because I am pretty good at choosing avocados and ripening them, I mean, yeah, it always works out. I've made guacamole more times than anything that I've ever made in my life. I've been making it ever since I was a child, traveling around Mexico with my family. Anyways, so then the next thing, throw on there right away is a lime. Cut this in half, handy dandy lime squeezer. And then, yeah, just I will add half because you can't take it away, of course. And so there's a good chance I'll use the other half, but one step at a time. And then some Mexican oregano. There's a difference between Greek oregano and Mexican oregano. So I use the right stuff. Yeah, little handful there, right? Just, you can use quite a bit. It tastes nice. And then the next thing would be the cilantro. And so the thing is with the cilantro, it is a big part of it. It's not like, oh, just having this tiny little bit of cilantro, like, a couple sprigs. As you can see, I'm cutting up you know, half a bunch kind of here. And I just rough cut it, you know, once. I don't ever go over herbs twice, just so that they retain the shape of the leaves, kind of that natural feel. It's quite a bit, but it is not too much. It is, yeah. You know when it's too much if that's like it's all you're eating. And then say another thing to go with pepper right now, just for the ease of making this video. And then salt. I use fleur de sel because it is my it is the only salt that I eat. And it requires an amount of salt. I mean, you have to salt it to taste. I will test that in a second. And then the only other thing is this onion here. So I'll use a little bit of red onion. I do not eat onions and garlic very often, but in this dish, I will use red. Red one is supposed to have a little bit less, or yeah, it's supposed to not have so much of the stuff that gives you the brain fog, and because they're medicine and not food. But at the same time, you can live a little and have a little bit of onion in your guacamole. And that is exactly what I intend to do. So cut this up quite fine, and certainly not too much. You don't want to overpower it. You could put garlic in there. I tend to only cook with either garlic or onion so that you can kind of really taste it, so that no flavors get lost, kind of deal. Yeah, so I'll put that in there, but actually I'm only going to put in 2/3 of what I cut up. You always have to use your intuition and like think about it, and it's like, don't just put it in just because you cut it up. It's like, I can tell, I know that I don't need more. Right, and then the mix. You know, it's got the salt in there. Oh, and then there's actually one more ingredient that I almost forgot about. And so this is not something I've done for a very long time. I do not eat spicy food, but I'm going to see how spicy this is. It's not very spicy. Because jalapeno has a beautiful taste. It is a flavor. You know, you're making this Mexican dish or Mayan dish, or yeah, you know, this Latin dish. It is nice to have all of the flavors represented. You know, you don't have to put a lot. You know, I'm very careful with eating spicy food. I do not eat spicy food, but just for a little bit of flavor, I will try it this one time, and if it's too much, I won't do it again. Just put in part of that right there, because it does have a lovely flavor, and I think that mixed in with all the stuff, it's not going to be too overpowering. And then just mix it all up. Bada bing, bada boom. And then that is basically it. I mean, you have delicious guacamole. There's no tomatoes in it. I mean, yeah, there's those ingredients. You could put garlic in there if you wanted to. Yeah, I used to load it full of garlic. If I was doing a cleanse, I would put a lot of herbs, and then like, yeah, lots of onions and lots of garlic, just if I wanted to flush my system of something, because it's wonderful medicine. And it's perfect. Just like that. You did a great job. It's great when you do it right first time. And then I eat it with some tortilla chips, and that's it. So, if, yeah, just like that. Guacamole. Ta-da!